Welcome to your daily dose of hope. I'm Phyllis Nichols, and I'm glad you're here. I was fortunate to go on a business retreat recently, and one of the things that I came away with was this concept or idea of no agenda. I'm not talking about a meeting agenda, really, or an event agenda, but just the idea that sometimes things can be just because, right? Because it feels right in the moment, or because something makes me happy, or I can do something because it's something I just genuinely like to do. And I don't have to have an agenda and a reason or a goal to tie it back to. Now, in the business sense, obviously, I know that I can share things that are helpful to others without an agenda. I don't have to have an expectation that I'm going to make a sale or anything like that. I can be helpful because that's what feels good to me, right? And sometimes I don't do things that feel good to me or things that I think I know that I'd really like to do because I've got this agenda, right? That somebody else sort of created for me years ago. Things that I should do, quote unquote, should, right? Like maybe I should be cleaning the house instead of reading a book, or maybe I should be, working on something online instead of watching an interesting video. I don't know. I think a lot of times we just give ourselves a lot of pressure to do sort of this expected thing that's linked back to goals and actions. And there's definitely a time for that. But sometimes I think it's kind of nice to just allow yourself to feel good without an agenda, just for the joy of it. So, maybe that just for you could look like taking a walk without a destination, not about your getting your steps in, right? Just being outside and noticing the sights and sounds and things around you, or listening to your favorite music. Again, not for productivity or motivation, but just to really kind of listen to just for enjoyment. Art does this for me sometimes, right? Where you can just doodle or color or paint. No masterpiece happening here. You're just playing around with shapes and colors and enjoying the process. I think another thing for me that I think, and maybe you feel the same way, that would be really helpful is to take time to read a book or write without an agenda and without guilt. Write because there are words that want to come out. Give yourself permission for some creative expression just because. It doesn't have to be something anyone's ever going to read. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't even have to be a narrative in a story form, right? You can just write. I think reading can be like that too. I read a lot of nonfiction, but sometimes it just feels good to sit down and read a book that's a novel or a fun story or something that's purely for entertainment. That's also okay. No pressure, no agenda, just soaking in those little moments of joy. My hope for you is that you have a wonderful, wonderful day today and allow yourself to do some fun things with no agenda, just for those little moments of joy.